Stress is something most people know all too well, and at times it can seem pretty unmanageable. However, if you're trying to find ways to reduce stress, it might help to have a better understanding of it. This video is going to cover the basics of stress and what happens in your brain during stressful situations. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, stress is defined as how the brain and body respond to any demand. It's not inherently a bad thing. Stress is actually an important technique for survival if you're in a life-threatening situation. However, intense feelings of stress that happen over long, repeated intervals are known as chronic stress and can have negative impacts on your mental and physical state. When you initially face a stressful situation, your eyes and ears send information to a part of the brain called the amygdala, which helps the brain process emotion. The amygdala analyzes the visual and audible information it receives, and if it senses danger, it gives a signal to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus sends signals to the adrenal glands, which activates something called the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for providing the body with energy to respond to danger, and what is known as a fight-or-flight response. The adrenal glands then begin releasing the hormone known as adrenaline into the bloodstream. Next, if the stressful situation continues, the hypothalamus begins releasing the hormone corticoliberin. This hormone then travels to the pituitary gland, which begins to release the hormone corticotropin, which then travels to the adrenal glands, causing them to release the stress hormone known as cortisol. Cortisol is supposed to help provide energy for the body to deal with the natural stress response. In general, it can be healthy for your body, helping regulate blood sugar levels and creating balance in the body post-stress. However, chronic or prolonged stress causes there to be unnaturally high levels of cortisol in the body, which can cause trouble. Studies have found that high cortisol levels can even result in the death of brain cells and the possible shrinking of the prefrontal cortex, affecting memory and learning abilities. Meanwhile, it may actually increase the size of the amygdala, making your brain even more sensitive to stressors. Thus, the cycle repeats itself. Over time, chronic stress can begin to take its toll. It can cause increased blood pressure, suppressed sleep and digestive systems, a weakened immune system making you more susceptible to illness, and a risk of anxiety, depression, or heart disease. This is why it is so important to make an active effort to reduce stress. Hopefully, with a better understanding of how stress works, you can be at least a little bit more prepared to tackle stress in your everyday life.